Greeting YouTube. Last night, my wife and I went to a cookout put on by her company. They had the traditional fare, burgers and hot dogs, and incredibly wide selection of different types of salads. I was quite impressed, to tell you. A lot of things had carbs in it that I had to avoid, but it was a very impressive spread. They also had upright paddle boards, which are kind of like a little larger artificial surfboards that you stand on and you paddle. They're becoming very, very popular. The learning curve is not sharp, and they're very stable, particularly on a lake, which we were on. And my wife got to go out and try 4 or 5 different models on, so that was kind of cool. But one of her coworkers was there, and with her coworker, because they wanted to try out the paddle boards, were her 2 daughters. One who was just learning to drive, so that makes her 15 or 16, and the other who just turned 18. In fact, she turned 18 Thursday, 2 days ago, and on Friday, she registered to vote. Now, firstly, hanging out with these 2 kids and talking to them about life in general and such made me feel very old. However, the older of the 2 was also into martial arts and swords and is a big reader and likes comic books, so we have a few things in common. And I was very proud of her for having done this. She took the opportunity to, as soon as she turned 18 years old, to register to vote, so she could vote in the election coming up in November. And that kind of forward-thinking action does, in fact, give me hope. I didn't ask which party she was going to vote for. I didn't really think it was pertinent to the conversation at the time. And the fact that she's going to vote is more important to me than anything. She's a bright girl, and I don't think she's going to vote against her own best interests. So, this is just a short video here, folks, because everyone in the United States needs to go forward, they need to register to vote, and they need to vote. And for everyone in America that is going to be impacted by voter ID laws, you need to make the extra effort. You need to jump over the hurdles that conservatives, mostly Republicans, have placed in your way to prevent you from voting. You need to make sure you get to the place you need to register. You may need to make sure you can get to the voting booth with the proper kind of identification so that they will let you vote. Yes, they have put voter hurdles in your way. They have instilled poll taxes. They have violated the Constitution. I understand this. You are angry. You have every reason to be angry. Don't let it stop you from voting. No matter how many hurdles they put in your way, you jump over them and you cast your vote. That is more important than any obstacle that the Republicans can come up with. This is an important election, folks. They're all important, but this one in particular. We need to make sure that we support the American people as opposed to the moneyed interests that would like to control the American people, and the politicians that are all the more than willing to help those moneyed interests prevent the rest of us from getting to that ballot box.